Yo, what is happening, guys? And welcome back to the Undisputed podcast for the 100th episode. Emphasis on the 100. That's 100.
Yeah. Or if you're dyslexic like me, 001.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Anyway,
Yes.
this is 100th episode. I will start off by telling a dad joke as always to get us into it. This is the 100th episode dad joke, so it's gotta be special.
It's probably going to be
The
shit.
only thing is, I don't know if I've told this one before, so it might be a repeat, but who knows? Anyway, my girlfriend told me to choose between our relationship or my referee shorts. That's a red flag.
Mate.
Anyway,
Okay, yeah, that was actually pretty good.
moving on. So, we'll just go over, because this is the 100th episode, we won't do the basic topics. We'll go over it and we'll just have it completely based on the podcast. So,
Sweet.
let's go through the history of the podcast
Okay, fair.
and just fucking talk about all the best moments.
Do you know what's actually crazy?
What?
Fun fact for you guys. Josh already knows this because, he started it.
What?
I wasn't actually here at the start.
Yeah, you came in the third episode.
It was a drunk.
It was the third or fourth episode. I think it was the third episode.
Because originally,
Yeah.
what I am was actually Slay.
What?
Makes sense? What I am was actually Slay.
Yeah.
Slay
Was
was
originally-
supposed to be like the cool guy.
It was originally, we started an audio podcast, and it was me and Slay. And it's funny, because me and Slay did 2 episodes, and Slay doesn't remember doing them.
Does he
Because
not?
I remember saying, what the episode I remember more, I think, was the second episode. And it was basically where we got, like, these funny stories,
Mm.
and I just read them. But I was reading them in, like, like, say, for example, it goes in, like, a grunty voice. So I put it on the grunty voice to, like, take the piss and make it more entertaining. And Slade doesn't remember this. But I remember, because we filmed both of them up in my room. Like, literally, where he just sat there, I just sat here. I literally goes, right, I'm recording now, and sat the phone down, and we just talked. And then all I did was get the Undisputed podcast logo, which we don't use for the podcast anymore, because it just takes up room.
Yeah.
But I remember I just got that, put it on the screen, and then just put the video under it as an audio file,
Yeah.
and just let it play.
Mate.
It was literally that. So it was 2 episodes, and then the third episode was the drunk stories. And
That was decent though.
yeah, it was the drunk stories, and it was me, you, and Bran. And
Yeah.
I just remember, the reason I remember it is because I did a video on my vlogs channel just before that, where it was basically a word generator, and you type in different words and it makes a story with it.
Right?
And then we did that for the podcast, because I said, give me different words, and I'm going to type them in, and then it made a story, and I read the story of the words that you give me.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of the audio podcasts aside, like, the first 3, which was the furthest away.
Mate, it was like 2019, bro.
Actually,
That
you
was
know
like
what?
4 years ago.
Fuck it. See, for a history lesson, we're actually I'm
Listen?
gonna check. No.
Oh.
We're going to check.
I want to hear
Um,
our voices back in.
When was the first ever episode?
It's like August 2019 or something.
So the first one was Childhood Stories, and it was May 18th, 2019.
Oh my god, May,
Oh
bro.
my god.
Dude, that was literally nearly 4 years ago.
I'll put it on the screen somewhere as we're talking about it. Discussing funniest dreams. That was me and Slay. And then no, it was the 4th episode you came on. Voldemort the musical. That was
What
it.
the fuck?
It was Voldemort the musical, because it was a story about Voldemort the musical.
Right.
And I think Slay goes with me, he goes, I think you should sing the singing parts. And I was like, alright. So I started singing whenever Voldemort goes, this cannot be. I was like, this cannot be. And I just started singing it, and all, it was so stupid.
Did you do a song about how he doesn't have a nose?
I think that was in it, yes.
Yes.
But the first episode that we did together was June 22nd, 2019.
Mate, that was like, oh my god, that was like a couple of days before my birthday.
Before you turned 19.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I was 18 whenever this
Damn.
podcast started, bro. Holy shit.
And then
I'm 22 now.
we did 23 episodes on the audio, and it ended the 14th of December 2019, because it was 2020. We were like, right, we're going visual.
Yeah.
We going big.
We go big inside of our bedrooms, mate. 2 fucking cameras, the weirdest shit ever.
There was only, like, I think from the 4th episode, there was only 1 episode you weren't a part of, and it was me, Slay, and Mark.
That's never got sick.
And that was, no.
Oh.
This was the audio one.
Oh.
This was the audio one. And it was episode 13. We got arrested.
Yeah. That's fucking mad.
Oh, God.
Dude, that's fucking...
Oh, my God. They all did, right, decently well.
Right.
20s, 40s. 275 views. The
porn industry.
I was like, well, what's this? I was literally thinking, what episode's this? So I click on episode 10, the pee industry.
Oh shit, I said the actual word.
Oh, fuck it. I'm
sorry, I was gonna...
That's fucking...
Mate, that's
wow.
brilliant.
Well, yeah.
You sons of bitches are horny sons of bitches.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But, yeah, no, so it started as the audio one. You came in on the 4th episode.
Damn.
And then... From the 4th episode of the audio one, you have only missed 2 episodes, which was the original audio one of We Got Arrested, then the one where
I got
Slay. Yeah. That's like the only 2 episodes.
Fucking hell.
So
you're clutched up, fam.
This is 100 episodes of visual one.
Yeah.
Then we did 23 episodes of that, and you came in episode 4. So technically we did from 4 to 22 because you missed one.
Yeah.
So that was 18. 18 audio episodes, now 100 this. So we've done 118 episodes of a podcast total.
Damn, dude.
Holy!
Mate, that's
good lord.
Freaked as frick.
We need to get a life. Fucking hell.
Yo, though we use our life to make a better life for ourselves, you know what I mean? If this shit takes off, this could be like the next Impulsive, bro.
That was the most motivational thing that did not make sense.
Yes, it does.
I don't know what that means, but I'm motivated.
Yeah. The energy seems great. Let me feel good about this, you know what I mean?
Oh, Christ. Well, yeah, no, so it started at that. Obviously, the audio one. On top of that, it went from the audio one, which is literally still... It's really funny because we have this podcast channel, and this is where we do it. But initially... Initially, the podcast was on the vlogs channel.
Yeah.
So there's just a playlist of all the audio ones in the vlogs channel. Then there's a playlist of how many episodes in the vlogs channel of the visuals before we switched over.
I think like
60 or 70. Yeah. I think it was about like 72 and it was switched.
Damn.
So it's like it's funny because like this is the channel for it, but all the history of it is on a separate channel.
Technically, you will get like the first. It's only the visual podcasts that are on this channel, right?
Yeah. I re-uploaded them to this channel to separate them.
Yeah.
But they're still also all on the vlogs channel, I think. I don't know if I privated the fucking videos though.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if I can't remember. I feel like I privated like the playlist and all just to separate it. But like I never deleted the videos because those are the originals, so I want to keep them.
Yeah.
For like dates and history and all. But
fair enough.
I don't know if I privated them or whatever. But now it's all over here. But it's funny how it went from audio to visual from that channel to this channel, and so much has changed. We went from audio, literally normal audio, right, went from audio with Slay to audio with you, to recording in my room to recording in your car to launching the visual one. I think where we recorded in my room, then we recorded in your car for a good couple times. Then we got a few guests on, Cameron and Cameron on. Then we recorded separately because of COVID. Yeah. Then we recorded separately because of COVID. And it was me and you. Then we started recording again, and I think we continued to record in there. Then in your car mostly, and now we're in here.
Yeah. This is not like the recording studio. So,
this is the room I just use for everything YouTube.
Exactly. And then if I stay over here, if I'm ever drunk, I'll just sleep in here too.
Yeah, I sleep in here anyway. So I just sleep in here. It's funny because I was like, I don't know. I just like being able to wake up and walk 5 feet to sit down and record. Yeah. It makes it easier.
Yo, you live where you work, bro. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But yeah, no, it's really weird how like it went from different people, from audio to visual from a car to a room to separated, back to the room to the car to this room.
Man, it has been a long fucking journey, like.
Yeah.
I mean, yo, we're gonna have to do a Simpsons soon and just get like 500 episodes out of this shit. 25 years time.
And it used to be where the audio one we recorded every single week. It used to be 1 a week. Then we went on the visual one. The visual one was 1 a week.
Yeah.
And then we decided 2 a week. And now we just don't have a fucking schedule.
I guess it was 2 a week up until like 20. Or sorry, it was 1 a week
until like 2021 or something.
Yeah, and then we just decided, right.
Because fucking COVID, bro. Like, there was nothing happening.
Yeah, there was nothing happening, and then also on top of that, I was like, I have shit to do aside this, and like, I feel like every week we're recording a podcast, and it's like quality over quantity.
Yeah.
We were recording a podcast every week with nothing to talk about, instead of recording one podcast every 2 or a couple of weeks with a load of shit to talk about.
Yeah.
That's why we just, like, that's why I feel like if there's nothing interesting, there's no point in us recording a podcast. Unless we have, like, it doesn't have to be, like, news, but, like, funny, like,
stories
things, or, yeah, funny stories or whatever, or, like, set things. Like, there's no point in us going, oh, yeah, so, welcome to the podcast, what's happened in the world? And then be like, nothing's really happened, and then we have to dig for a conversation.
Yeah, it's been, like, a week, bro.
Yeah.
Plus, you do it so much, and then you just are like, ugh, because you're not motivated.
It's not really the fact I'm not motivated, it's the fact I'm fucking tired, because I'm trying to fucking do everything.
Fair.
That's why I wish, like, whenever we go to, like, not actual work, but, like, whenever we go to our jobs that we have, you know, and they could just, like, say, yeah, do you want to just come in next week, bro? I'm like, yeah.
That'll be great. I'll be fucking great. Be even better if they go, oh, we'll pay you, but you just come in next week. I'll be like, yes.
Fuck yeah, we'll pay you for this week and next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll start going over the best moments then. So, I wrote down a few bullet points of, like, we'll do, like, a little awards, right?
Awards?
Yeah, we'll do, like, a little awards of,
this
like...
is like the iCarly Awards right now.
We'll do, like, a little awards of, like, what I think is the best, what do you think? Like, we'll go dad jokes first. Is there a dad joke in all the episodes? Because there's been loads of them. Because I know I didn't tell them at the start. I think that it wasn't until, like, 50 episodes in I started the dad jokes.
Damn.
I'm not sure. It took
that was
a while.
still a long time ago, by the way.
Yeah.
Shit.
But, yeah, is there a dad joke that stands out to you?
I can't remember any of them, bro.
So, say before... Do you know what? Say before that.
Yeah.
We'll look at ones that people have sent in, and then we'll discuss ours. So...
Because I'm like, the dad jokes are...
So I have it here.
You did tell a couple of Star Wars ones that I appreciated. Because I was like, yeah, I don't understand any of the other ones.
I'll get them sorted here. Right, so the only one about the dad joke is the ambush one, which was two soldiers walking towards a tree. Two soldiers it's really warm and they start hallucinating. One of them says, "Oh look, there's a bacon tree." So they start running towards it, and then one of them gets sprayed down for red bullets, and he says, "It's not a bacon tree, it's a ambush." That was that joke. Yeah. So that was someone's favourite joke. And say to be honest, that is definitely one of mine.
That was really shit, man.
It's one of the better jokes. That was definitely one of mine. Oh, another one that I liked just because of how stupid it was I think it was like, who can drink oil without dying? And then you're like, who? Jerry can.
That's fucking decent, bro.
I don't know if I told that in the dad joke off or the fucking
I know it was one
podcast though, but
yeah.
I said, you know what? I feel like the ambush one, that one stands out, yeah. But I'm trying to think of other ones too. Because there's been so many of them. But the ambush one is definitely one of the best. I agree with that person. The ambush one was sick.
It was mental as hell, fam.
Oh.
I can't remember any of
the Jerry Can one, the ambush one, the Peter Parker one. It was like if Spider-Man was a bit of bread or something, what bread would he be? Peter Parker.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but it's so bad.
It's so
good.
bad. It's good.
It's supposed to be bad. It's good. I don't know. I'd say I'd agree with that person. The ambush one or the Jerry Can one. Off the top of my head, yes. Because those are the ones that I think of. Oh my god, they were so shit. Yeah. And they're the first ones that pop into my head. And I think the ambush one was one of the first.
Was it?
Yeah, I think that was one of the first ones. Because I remember I used to do, whenever it was the dad joke one, I made a fucking notes in my phone. And I just listed a bunch of dad jokes. And as I told one, I erased it. I got rid of it. Fair. And I would, if I was going to be like, right, these are the two I'm going to tell, I'd copy and paste them into the podcast one where I'd have all the notes, put one at the top, put one at the bottom, because I'd tell one at the start of the podcast, tell one at the end.
Man, so, that was mad though. Because I remember you always start off just doing one dad joke, and then it was like, we'll do two.
Yeah, we'll start off one, then we'll do a second one, because it just adds a bit more.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, the ambush one, yeah, and the Jerry Can one, I'd definitely say.
Man, I can't even remember them, for fuck's sake.
It is hard to remember because there's so many of them.
Dude, we've done 100 episodes of this. It's been 3 years. I can't remember what I ate for dinner last night. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Same, actually. I actually can't.
Like, I can't even remember what I did today, bro. So.
Alright, we'll move on then. What, in your opinion, do you want to go over the subscribers' opinions first or ours?
Do the subscribers first.
Alright, so the next one is the best episode of the podcast.
Damn.
Ever. This is including audio and visual.
Okay.
I posted this on my Snapchat. I sent in the sended link and gave them an option, right?
Right.
And so there was a few.
Yeah.
So, right. There was a few, and I'll read them out. One person said... Right, so one person said... The episode that you talked about George Floyd's situation, the movement of Black Lives Matter, was personally one of my favourite because, do you see what I mean here? Why I screenshotted them? Because there's not enough. Continuation, because it was really well handled by you both on the topics and you didn't promote yourselves but rather try to make a difference.
Fair.
So the Black Lives Matter one. Then there was this one. From a great standpoint, best episode had to be Inside Our Minds too. It was a really nice change of pace to the joking about, which I love, but it was great to see yous in a different light, talking about serious topics and your experiences. Definitely felt like it helped us connect with yous more. Well done.
What a fucking
smiley
G,
face.
That makes my ego go up because I thought of that idea. You know?
damn. Is it bad that I forgot that those were our podcasts?
Then there was one more, which is my two favourite podcasts were the Ghost / Paranormal one, plus the Supernatural one as well. Both very food episodes.
Both very,
Both
yo,
very
food,
good
bro.
episodes.
I forgot about those two.
The Paranormal one always sticks in my head. Now, what is my favourite? See, it depends because I feel like we've done so many different types of podcasts, and do you know what? I like those answers, right? Because one of them was like the Black Lives Matter one, which was like a really serious one outside of us. Then there was the Inside Our Minds, which was a serious one about us, and then the Paranormal one and the Supernatural ones was like not a serious one, but a deeper one about our opinions of something else.
Yeah.
So they were all like mixed. So it depends because it's like, right, the audio ones and the visual ones. The visual ones are better than the audio ones.
Yeah.
They are better.
Because you get to see us talking.
Yeah. So they're just better. But the ones that stick in my head, the Paranormal one, definitely. Because I'm obsessed with ghosts. So I love fucking Paranormal one. The Paranormal one, the one where the talking about the fucking ghosts. The original visual one where we announced about COVID. No, it's not the fact that we announced anything interesting. But it's just because of like the historic part.
Because it's...
We like fucking...
Yeah,
it was the first one. The audio one, the Voldemort musical one, is the one of Slay that I remember the most because that was just funny. The one with me, you and Brandon, because that's what initially started you becoming, like me and you becoming co-hosts on this.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's a leg of the table there.
Tables have legs.
There's so many of them. Fuck.
Damn, son.
There is so many.
Bro, like... Fuck.
Let me get up my YouTube studio and fly through them, and we can like quickly look and see. Or even there it is. Right.
It's crazy to think that all we do is sit here and record and then just upload, but you never really realize that people actually watch this shit.
Yeah.
Like, it is so cool.
There was the Moon, Space, and Aliens one, which was quite good.
Oh yeah, actually we discussed aliens.
Oh my god, yes, the Donald Trump and Joe Biden one. Right, that's one of my least favorite. I'm not gonna lie. That was one of those ones. I'm like, why did we do that? that was one of those ones.
Yo, I'm a political guy. You know what I mean? Like,
our first guest with Cameron on it.
1 hour and 19 minutes.
That was our first guest with Cameron on it. That was episode 37. That was really good.
37.
I really enjoyed the one with Sohail as a guest on. We were supposed to get Sohail back on after... No, we were supposed to get Cameron back on after he graduated uni. We never got him back on.
Was he graduated uni already?
He graduated uni in... No. Fuck. Was the last... No. I don't know if he graduated at the start of January there or last January, but he graduated anyway.
Wait, so what does he do now? Does he not just come home after uni?
No, he wants to stay over there.
What a dick.
But,
No, I love you, Cameron.
Yeah, there's so many. There's so many different ones, but yeah, no, the ones I named definitely are.
OnlyFans next.
the ones I named are definitely the fucking my favorite ones.
Fair.
Personally.
I like. So I like the Supernatural one because it was just you did research for it and it gets fun. Any time that we've ever talked like conspiracy theories about shit, but my favorites have got to be the Halloween podcast.
Halloween podcast for you.
Because I love Halloween. So, and then what was it? I think it was the 2021 Halloween podcast. That's my favorite Halloween podcast because we told stories like we told fucking creepypasta stories. Remember?
Yeah.
Because it was like I had 3 written down, and like I think you had like 2 written down.
Yeah.
But like we did so much, and it was just because every night, because I do late in work, so I worked at 7:30. I did a whole stint of just. There's a podcast on Spotify, right?
Yeah.
Just bigging up the Spotify podcast. It's called Creepy, but all he does is tell creepypastas and all this sort of thing. So I would just listen to that while I'm working. So it would, and awesome as fuck. So that's why I just love it. So that's why I love creepypastas and everything. So we had to do like all the research for that and get our stories and everything, and we told it. It was just epic. That's why it was one of my favorites.
We've done like 3 Halloween podcasts, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know which one's my favorite. My only issue, right? My main issue with the Halloween podcast and the Christmas podcast is after the first one, it's basically the same shit. Yeah. Because it's always the same questions from people. It's always the same topics, and it's always the same thing we repeat. That's why it's like there's no point in saying, "Oh, what are you going to do this Christmas?" Because we're just going to say the same thing. Yeah. And I have no interest in hearing you tell me for the third time what you're going to do, and you have no interest in me telling you what I'm going to do for the third time. Yeah. Because we're going to do the same fucking thing.
To be fair to it, right? There's always going to be new subscribers that maybe don't go back and watch because
I know, but in general, it's just repetitive, going over it and over and over.
Well, yeah, but it's still something to talk about, isn't it?
That's why, like I said, that I wanted to switch it up. Like the Halloween one, we need to switch it up this year and do something else. Like we'll go to fucking. We'll go back to the haunted forest.
Yo, I'm dressed up.
But
I'm gonna be Freddy Krueger. No, I'm not, because that's a lot of makeup. I don't have time. Fuck that, bro. I'm gonna be Jigsaw from Saw.
Well, yeah. So those are your favorites. I would definitely say the paranormal one. Inside Our Minds was good. Paranormal one was good.
I really like the first Inside Our Heads.
Yeah, the original one was good. See, it's hard because it's like it depends what you're talking about. Because if we're talking about how like interesting it is, like the topics, then it's those type ones. But if we're talking about like what did I enjoy recording the most, it's any of them with me, you, Slay, and Sohail, and it's probably not the most entertaining for people watching because the topics aren't that in depth. But it's just because we just fuck about.
Yeah,
and it's like
fair.
I think it's just funny. I think it's the one that we did a Christmas one. Yeah, we did like a Christmas one.
Man, I got shoved off a seat into that there, bro. Like, that really hurt.
No, that was before. What episode was that?
I don't fucking know, but it was a podcast. You and Slay were having a fucking argument, you and so, and I lifted this and I went, we're gonna have a 3, 5, or 15 minute break here, and then Joshua just fucking pushes me like a door, but I'm already on like one leg of the fucking chair, and he pushes me, and then I end up going into the back of that fucking thing with my spine, bro. That's a corner, fam, in your spine.
It was only me, you and Slay that episode because I remember me and Slay were arguing. Me and Slay were arguing over video games because I said, in my opinion, I don't think that you have to play a game to acknowledge that it is a good game. Playing the game helps you acknowledge in depth that it's a good game, but you can watch it and acknowledge it's a good game. Yeah. And he turned and goes, no. And I was like, no, but you can. And he goes, no, because you can't. And I was like, no, you can. And we started going back and forth. And then you started doing that. And we both just turned around to you. And the initial thing was I wanted to go like that. And then you would shake on the chair like that. Yeah. But I went like that and didn't realize you were on one leg. So when I did it, all your weight landed to one side.
I was fatter back then. Fuck you, guy.
Even when it happens, I start laughing. I turn around the Slay, and usually Slay just goes like that. Slay was like proper.
Yeah, he was fucking mental, mate. Like, bro, do you know what the best part of that shit is? My back hurt for like 2 weeks after that shit. Like, oh, fucking hell.
Oh, such a funny time, like.
Oh. Was that the one where, no, there was another one. Was there another video where, I don't think it was podcast actually, but we sat, we clicked.
Yeah, all four of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that was here. I think it was the Christmas one.
Yes.
I think it was the Christmas one because we just got filming for the videos for Grimus. And then we decided to sit down and film a Christmas podcast. And then we just decided going like that and start clicking for some reason.
Yeah, because that was just awesome as fuck. Anytime that we act like dickheads, that's my favourite because we are dickheads. So.
But.
Nice.
Oh. See, that episode, it's funny because like certain parts stick out. It's like some episodes, the actual episode sticks out.
Mm.
It's like some episodes, right? Like the paranormal one sticks out, but I can't remember a specific thing any of us said. But it sticks out, and I know it was a good episode.
And then just like
then there's the one where you fail. I don't remember anything about the episode aside that moment, but just because of that one moment, that is like a fucking legendary moment.
Yeah, I know, bro.
It's like the podcast overall. I don't know because I didn't watch it back. It was probably just all right, but that moment made the whole podcast just because it didn't mean to happen. Because it would be, see if I intentionally pushed you, it would have been funny, but it would have been as funny because when I did that and you fell, I was shocked because I didn't know you were on one leg. So when I shoved you, I thought you'd wobble and then go back down. So when you fell, I was shocked too.
Dude, oh, fuck me. Dude, all you fucking see, because I have it in my head right now, all you see is you pushing me like that there, and then just my fucking hands just going off the table. Just fuck me.
You just hear the bang, and then you see the hand just and disappear, and then whenever you get up, all you see is you just climb up.
I'm just like, yo, that hurt. That really hurt, bro.
Oh my fucking god.
I was amazed.
That kind of like segues on to the next one, because the next one is the funniest moments of the podcast.
Fair.
And that's definitely one of them, but we'll go over the subscribers one. This is all, yep. Okay, so there's two of them.
Right. This
is the Phil Dorigo. Someone said the funniest moment is for sure Sheas' outro song. Do you remember the one of the guys?
Oh, when I went, or some shit? Yeah.
No, you went, you're really fucking gay.
Yes! Because you're really, really, really fucking gay. Like that? Oh, man.
So that was someone's favourite. And then someone else said...
Big up the person.
Someone else said, when you talked about Donald Trump versus Boris Johnson in a boxing match, it was really funny.
And then I can't remember, it was either me or you, we were just like, if Donald Trump has those wee tiny hands, we can just get in his hands.
No, you turned around and said, I feel like he'd go...
Yes! Right in your face. That's amazing.
No, so some of the funny moments. The outro was definitely one of the funniest. Donald Trump versus Boris Johnson, that was funny overall. Yeah. The one where you fell off a chair, we were just discussing that.
He tried to kill me, so.
The one where you fell off a chair was really funny. What are other funny moments? There's been like so many moments I found so funny, but what funny moments has like stuck, like down?
Literally is so there that it comes to mind, like right now.
Yeah. Because I feel like I'm trying to think too hard, but like those ones, the one where you fell off a chair at the outro song, those were really fucking funny. Like, those were really funny. Fuck.
Damn, dude, I literally don't know.
Oh my god.
Shit.
There's so, like, it's like there's so many, like, random funny moments.
Yeah.
But the reason they stick out to me is because usually on our podcast, the funny moments come just randomly.
Yeah.
Where they were like catered funny moments. They were like specific topic. Like you were doing an outro song. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't just you randomly said something. We were talking about an outro and then you did an outro song. The one where you fell, me and Slay were arguing back and forth, and then it looked like I was like, do you know what, Slay? Fuck you. So I tipped you on the shit. So it's like things led up to it where there's so many things that randomly just happen.
Like, that hurt me, bro. What the fuck?
There's so many things that randomly just happen.
And
then it's just funny, and then we laugh about it and we'll move on.
Yeah. It's like, say whenever we're recording, like, this is not funny, what I'm about to so, there you go. It's like, say whenever we're recording, do you remember we had to do that, where we were doing that video for my channel that I didn't upload? And,
Yes.
No, it was in one of my cars, so we recorded the phone call.
Yes.
And it was like, we practiced it before we hit record, and then all of the recordings were like, not as good as the first time we practiced it.
Yep.
Just kind of like that.
Yeah.
So it just comes.
It just comes. Oh.
Semantic fluid. I have no idea.
Then thinking about like the audio one, the one where me and Slay, like it's like a podcast overall, but I can't remember the specific thing because it was that long ago. But it was just whenever Slay said like about singing it, and I just started singing it, and then Slay was just sitting there pissing himself. One of the funniest moments is like one of the funniest topics or moments in the audio one is you weren't there. It's the one where we got arrested and we were talking about it. And spoiler, we didn't actually get arrested. We just got in trouble. But you know, we were talking about it, and it was just really, really funny because it was just randomly Mark was there. Mark was just there. It was me, Slay, and Mark disappeared out of nowhere.
Yeah. I miss Mark.
And it was like, we just fucking, I don't know, man.
See, it's difficult as well because we have recorded a lot of funny shit. But the thing is, did it happen in the podcast or not?
Yeah, that's the hardest part, right? Because I can think of a lot of funny moments, right? But a lot of it, I'm like, did it happen in the podcast or not? Because there's so many funny moments that happen in like one of my favorite vlog videos. I think it's one of the funniest is Shark Tank 2. And the reason I think it's the funniest is you're playing this dickhead character. Slay's playing like the fucking like, can I have my family back? And I'm just being really sarcastic back to you and just being quick and witty. And you could tell that it's pissing your character off.
Dude, it was pissing me off.
you threw the milk at me, and the milk was like 3 weeks out of date, and I still lifted it and drunk it just for the fucking content.
That was gross.
And it was like, it's also as well the way... I was like, oh, you could make these scents at home. And what I meant was you could buy a kit and like scents that we don't have. Like if you want to smell like your wallet, you can fucking make it at home because we'll literally sell you a kit that does that. But you kept interrupting me and going, oh, well, if I could do this at home, blah, blah. And I just goes, well, do you know what? I doubt you have sweaty old men in your basement. We have sweaty old men in the lab.
See, do you know what the crazy part about that is, people? Is I've just only realised that just now, what he meant. So, we recorded that ages ago.
Yeah. But it's like moments like that, or like even like moments in like the mukbang where we all just randomly start laughing.
Yeah. Man.
Like, there's just so many random funny fucking moments. Or like, just random moments, like, a vlogs video again is, remember we went geocaching and it was me, you and Sohail, and I turned and goes, was it? I was like, stick, lead me to this box or something, and as I turned round, we could not see it, and as I turned round, I started smacking stuff with the stick, and I smacked stuff, and then it moved, and the box was there, and I was like, holy shit, and I just remember, I think Sohail zoomed up on me, and it, like, one of you was like, what's your piece of advice? And I was like, just wave your stick about and shove your stick in unwanted places, and it will eventually get you somewhere. Maybe in prison, but it will get you somewhere. And it was just like a random piece of advice.
Or like whenever we found the box and there was a tissue in it, and I was like, yo, period blood on this shit.
But it's like so many funny moments, but it's like I can't remember what ones happened in the podcast because like the one where you first came in, me, you, and Bran, like funny moments. The overall topic was funny. The one with me and Slay, the Voldemort fucking musical, overall was fucking funny.
Yeah.
We just take the piss out of everything.
Yeah.
But I feel like definitely the one where you fell off chair, the outro song, the Donald Trump, Boris Johnson fucking topic was really funny. The audio ones were funny with that, like the Voldemort musical, the drunk stories. Like, like do you know how hard it is for me to remember? For the simple fact of, I am literally picturing in my head, like, every single podcast we do, there's about 10 times where we just sit here and piss ourselves, like to the point where I start near enough crying of laughter, but I can't remember what they're about because I feel like I laugh so hard and then we move on to something just as funny that I forget about that because we're laughing about something just as funny.
Pretty much.
That's basically what happens because I have shit memory when it comes.
I'm just shit on the spot in general, bro, so.
But like, yeah.
Damn.
Those I definitely say were the funniest moments. now. Right?
Yeah.
So obviously we did the audio first. And now we do the visual.
Yes. Because this is actually what we look like. It's
Yeah.
disgusting, but
Yeah.
you know, it's cool.
Now the main question is, right, is there ever a podcast that we recorded that after we recorded and uploaded it, or you edited it or whatever, you looked at and be like, why the fuck, like, that's such a shit episode, why did we record that?
Well, I don't know.
It could be visual or audio. There's one that stands out to me, and it was the last episode of the fucking audio podcast.
Right?
And what one was it? It's literally like a 15-minute podcast.
Serious? What is that?
Just wait. Right, where is it?
A 15-minute.
It's like a 15-minute podcast or some shit.
It
right?
was that one because we had to do it.
It was 11 minutes.
11
and
minutes.
21 seconds, and it was How Will You Die?
That's
and it was where I think I said, how do you think you're going to die? And it's an interesting topic.
Maybe I'm like, I don't know.
No, but like, it's an interesting topic because I think we covered it again in the visual one. But the difference is in the visual one, we went into depth about it. We came up with proper answers. This was just as simple as, the reason this was shit, the one beforehand was if you lived in a video game, which I thought was an alright episode. Right? That was on the 17th of December 2019. This one was on the 14th of December. The reason that this is only 11 minutes, 21 seconds, and only one question is because we were like, oh, we're uploading weekly. We don't have one. We have to get a podcast out. We only found one topic. And I was like, right, we'll talk about this, and it will segue into loads. And I just remember us talking about it. We didn't explain it well. It wasn't a good episode. It wasn't a good topic. And then afterwards, I thought we'd segue. And then we just sat there and was like, well, hope you enjoyed the episode. And then that was it. And the next thing you know, we're doing a visual one about COVID.
Fuck, dude.
That was the one that I was like, oh my god, that was such a stinker. That one was terrible.
I don't know, probably just any one that I'm in where I'm just like, where like, say the conversation or something is dead.
Yeah.
And I'm like not making any effort to fucking do it.
Like,
So I've learned a lot since then of how to do this and how to be on camera, but back then I did not know.
yeah, you have to fucking get used to it. Like, see, there's like so many audio ones, right? For some reason, this is what I mean for the audio ones. There were so many topics that we could have just fit into one, and we didn't. Right? So we talked about that one, the 11-minute, 21-second one, right? Which was How Would You Die? There's an 18-minute, 45 one. What if you won the lottery? Right?
Yeah.
There's a 14-minute, 47 one. What's your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, yeah.
And there's a episode 19, which was Would You Sell Your Soul to the Grim Reaper, which was 15 minutes and 37 seconds. We, for some reason, did not put them into the same episode. Then there was a 19... This is different. There was a 19-minute 41, and it was story time with drinks, and episode 5. That was the episode after me, you, and Brandon did the story reading thing. And I think it was me, you, and Brandon again. Because I think we might have filmed that literally a couple days later.
Damn.
But there's some episodes like, or the visual ones, the Donald Trump versus Joe Biden fucking one for election. I look back at that. It's on the podcast channel, but on my vlog channel, I privated it. I was like, nah.
Oh, serious?
I privated that one because I was like, it's too political for this channel for a start. Because I don't want to be political. I just want to have fun, and that is it. Yeah. And second off, I was like, it was such a waste of time. Like, no one cares. Like.
Because that's America, bro.
No, but like, it's not even that. Like, we wanted to like give our opinions, but after looking at it, I'm like, we give our opinions, right? And we were excited to do it, but then after I recorded, I was like, eh.
Yeah, see at the end.
It was just literally like, oh, who I thought was better, but then it ended up being like, we both explained the thing, right? It wasn't like this person's terrible and this person's good. I think we both said multiple times.
They suck.
Joe Biden should get presidency just because he's not as bad as Donald Trump, right?
And then he became president.
But then he became president, and I'm like, right, he's maybe not as bad as Donald Trump with the harsh decisions he made, but Donald Trump is way more intelligent because Joe Biden's a fucking twat. So it was just a waste of time.
He's like, if there's one word that can sum up the US of A, that was like, literally what he said.
It's like whenever like Joe Biden once said, he was like, over 100,000 people have lost their lives to COVID. That means over 100,000 people have died to COVID. And I'm like, oh my god, he's right.
It's like saying, bro, I was born at a very young age, my friend.
So I was pretty young when I was born.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, because there was different episodes where we acknowledged Donald Trump, we acknowledged Joe Biden, we acknowledged Boris Johnson, but one of them was talking about Boris Johnson and Donald Trump getting into a scrap, which I remember how it came up. It was just initially, it wasn't even written down on the notes of the podcast. We were just talking, and I just remember saying to you, I was thinking about this the other day, because for some reason it popped into my head at 3 a.m, and I was like, this is a funny topic. And I just remember saying to you, who do you think would win if Donald Trump, Boris Johnson got in the boxing ring and just went all for it? Who do you think would win? And it just, to me, just that random 3 a.m. thought that I brought into the podcast created one of the funniest topics that we've talked about. Yeah. Because we treated it like this was world-class boxing, like Tyson Fury versus like Anthony Joshua, like type shit. And it was a president and a prime minister that, if they fucking got into a fight, it would be the most terrible fight. But we were just like, oh, who would scrap the other? Like,
it's crazy because I really think now I just have this imagination of fucking like Boris Johnson, right? Punches fucking Trump and then grabs him and throws him into an oven and he's like, I'm putting him in the microwave.
The microwave.
Yes. That'd be awesome as well. It's crazy because I stuck for Donald Trump that whole episode, so and you were like Boris Johnson. I was like, nah, Trump, man.
No, because I remember you saying like Trump, and I was like, nah, Boris Johnson. And your point was, because I, looking back on it, I'm like, I think Donald Trump would throw the straighter punches. He would look better, but I just think Boris Johnson would just come out swinging. Yeah. And it's like, if someone's fighting technically like this, you can kind of assume they're going to go bam. But if someone's swinging like that, you can't predict. So I was like, I just think Boris would batter him for the simple fact of, I think if it came down to one punch, Donald Trump would land. But I just think they'd both be so shit, they'd go to the ground, and Boris Johnson would just weigh on Donald Trump, and they'd both just slap each other, but Boris Johnson would win overall because he would just like, I feel like Boris Johnson would roll him over. Like, that's, I don't know.
I love how we started off talking about the video in which we talked about this topic, and now we're talking about this topic.
No, but that's part of it. Like, it's part of it because we were talking about like what's episodes that we regret filming, fair. And like going back to like some of the episodes that were so good. That one, another one that sticks in my head, I think, was the second episode of the visual podcast, which was literally, remember, he passed away.
Captain Sir Tom Moore.
Yes, that one. Where he literally did like the marches for the charity and all, like the COVID and all. That was a really good one because that was a really cool one about the fact he was doing that. Because what was it? What age was he?
He's like 97 or something.
Was he not coming like 100 or something?
Oh shit, he was.
He was like 99 coming 100. He became 100, and I think a couple weeks later he passed away or something.
Like,
but it was
he went
like
on holiday and then got COVID.
Yeah.
On holiday.
But I just remember that. The reason I like that episode so much is not only was it one of the first, but it was just one of those ones. It's like, it's not like we were talking about someone that's like in their 20s, in their prime, in the best shape of their fucking life, doing this for charity. This was a 99, I think, 99 coming 100-year-old man who walked around his garden, right? Didn't leave the house or anything, couldn't leave the house because of COVID, but he decided, I have a big garden, I'm going to walk around my garden, raise it for charity, right? But it's the fact that it went fucking viral. And not only, like, did he do it, but everybody was behind him.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, that led to, like, us talking about, like, remember the fucking claps for the NHS and all that?
Yeah.
Like, that kind of led to that. And it was just, that episode was one of those ones that, although we're glad, well, COVID's not away, but we're glad we're tired of, like, hearing COVID. We're glad that it's not a big thing anymore. But though that was like one of the good things that came of COVID.
That helped people get through it.
That was like one of the good things that came of COVID that brought people together, and that's why I like that episode, because we touched on something that was cool. Because like I said, this wasn't a fucking 20-year-old in their prime. This was a guy who, when I'm 99, he's walking around for fucking 100 laps.
Yeah.
I couldn't fucking do that. I feel like by the time I'm 80, that's out of my fucking thing. Like, and he was like 99 coming 100. Like, how the fuck?
See, it's
like,
insane.
how?
Like, see, that's why it was so cool though, because in times of crisis, the most thing that everybody looks towards is hope, and the one thing that can give you hope, like people turn to religion, which is very respectable. Yeah. You know what I mean? You turn to religion, that's fine. But some people don't turn to religion. You know what I mean? And then they turn to him.
Yeah.
You know, and he gave the people the hope that they needed to get through that.
Yeah, exactly.
To say, yo, this is just going to get better if we all stick together.
And he didn't do anything massive. He literally just did laps around a garden. But it's because he did that, everybody was behind him, and that's why I love the episode. Because
And he
it's
raised
so cool.
fucking millions.
He raised, what was it? It was not like 1.2 mil or something.
I think it was bigger. I thought it was bigger.
Maybe.
Yeah, I thought it was like 3 to 8 or some shit.
Well, by the time that we uploaded, it was episode 3. He raised 23 million for the NHS, but that he was still raising it at that point, and I think he raised, in the end, like 28 to 30 million.
Oh my god!
Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking insane.
Then I got knighted, of course, by the Queen.
Yeah. Like that's just crazy.
That's fucking mental. Like that dude did a big justice, like, you know.
But that was like episode 3, but that's like one of the ones. Like I say, we were talking about the ones that we just regret filming. I'm sure there's a lot. I feel like if we sat down, obviously we'll never have, and we never will. But I feel like, say we sat down and we watched all the episodes back to back to back. I feel like
days.
That's why we're not gonna do it, shit.
I know.
And we never will. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like, say we sat down, we had all the time in the world, we sat down and watched all the episodes. I feel like a lot of those episodes, right, we would look back at and be like, because no other way, like, it's like the vlogs, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I remember we got asked, is there any video that you regret filming? And I'm like, yeah, some of like the vlogs content, or even some of the gamer content, when I first started, I look back and be like, it's kind of like cringe, but like, even like Simon and KS Arnold, they're like, see, as you get older, everything, because you change,
Your opinions.
something that was cool then is going to become a little bit cringe. So I know that we would look at those episodes and we would be like, it was such a bad episode, but we thought it was like so good. Like that Captain Tom Moore one, I still think that's a good one. I haven't listened to it in ages, but I remember the stuff we talked about, and it's not really about how we talked about it, it's what we talked about made it great.
Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like some of those episodes, like the second episode was iDubbbz is cancelled, and I remember talking about that and we had a bit of a laugh, but I feel like that's one of those ones like, yeah, it was alright.
Yeah.
But then there's episodes where you watch and you're like, that's one of the pinnacles of our podcast. That's one of the best ones. Yeah. Then there's episodes like the fucking lottery. Well, the lottery one was alright. Like the one that what was it again? The fucking 11-minute. How will you die?
Yeah.
It's the execution was terrible. You know what I mean?
Plus it was only like 11 minutes, so it was kind of like a filler episode.
Yeah. Like it was literally like a side quest. That's what it was. Like it was a side quest, but.
I like how I turn to TV shows and your references games.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But yes, it's there's so, I feel like if we looked back on it, there'd be so many episodes. There would be, if we looked through it all, there'd be so many moments that we'd be like, holy shit, I forgot about that. That was so funny, or like that was so good. But then there'll be so many moments where we're like, ah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there's like 100 episodes now, so.
Well,
I
and then the audio ones as well.
Yeah.
So
I think there'll be more funny ones than we think, but there'll also be more bad ones than we think as well.
I'll say this: I think, I think there's more episodes that I like than dislike.
Oh yeah.
Because if there was loads of episodes that I disliked, I would have just stopped doing the podcast.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I just feel like because times have changed, I just look back in some of the podcasts that I'm like some of the topics. It's like, I think that's the reason. Some of the topics was big topics to talk about, but now that it's not a big topic anymore, I just don't find it that interesting because I already know everything because it's past.
Fair enough.
Like COVID. When we first initially talked about COVID, that was an interesting first podcast because we were talking about this, our world going to shit, that everything was happening and blah blah. When I used to talk about COVID, like, yeah, I'm sick of hearing it, not really interested. But I still think that was one of the better podcasts because of how, like, we just started out in that fucking like thing of, yeah, the world has gone to shit, so like we're going to have to address it here.
Yeah.
Like,
and then it actually got to a point where, because we started doing COVID updates and everything.
Yeah, and we had like a segment where we talk about, like there was this many cases in the UK and blah blah.
And like we actually just got to the point of just being like, right, we're not talking about COVID anymore because fuck it. Yeah. Because it's gonna be here. It's always gonna be here. You know what I mean? It might die down, it might go up again, but we're not talking about it no more because we just want to have fun.
Yeah, we were like, it's such like a negative thing, so we'll just move on to like positive shit.
Exactly.
But yes, no, there's so many good episodes about it, and there's so many bad episodes about it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I feel like the thing I like about the podcast is there's a lot of positives and a lot of negatives. The thing I like about the podcast is I enjoy doing it, but the thing that annoys me is it has evolved, but it hasn't evolved to the level that I like it, and it pisses me off. Because it's like,
you want to be bigger and more production and shit.
Yeah, because like the vlogs, like for example, the vlogs whenever we did, remember, for example, the Shark Tank one. When we did Shark Tank 1, it was 2 cameras, and one of the cameras was kind of overlapping each other because we didn't have room.
Yeah.
Then Shark Tank 2, it was 2 cameras, and it was far better content, far better production, far better execution from us both, by the layout, by the way we got on, by the way we treated the camera. Then there was the We All Think the Same. It was all just 1 camera. It's not up yet, but the most recent one we filmed has 3 different cameras.
Yeah.
So I like the production. I like the level up, because I'm like, if you're doing it at the same level, there's no point, because what's the point if you're not trying to up it?
Yeah. But
and we did from audio to visual, which was an upgrade.
Yeah.
Then we did it then we had to do split screen. Then we did it in person, which was an upgrade. Then we kept doing it in the car, which wasn't really an upgrade. It was more of a downgrade because it wasn't a proper setup.
Yeah.
Then we started doing it here. Now we're doing it here. We have a setup, but we're just in a room with 1 mic. We don't have like a background. We don't have shells. Like from things from videos, for example, like the fucking $100 challenge. Remember the outfit? Like the skirt and the tutu. I have that in a memory box, and I'm trying to collect at least like 1 thing from each vlogs video. So in like a year's time, I can do a video where I look back and just, or we can even do a podcast and just reminisce about this.
You need to have it
and it's like, where it's like, say for example, there's nothing on the podcast, like shells behind us being like, oh, this is from that podcast that we talked about, this is that. Like,
no, like photos and shit.
Yeah. So it's like, I feel like we need to upgrade it more.
Yeah, but
that's the annoyance.
See, to be fair though, like, yeah, we do, but that shit is all gonna take time. Yes, it's been fucking 3 years, but at the end of the day, like, COVID was one thing that fucked us, but everyone else who does a podcast was already big, huge, famous, 100 fucking million subscribers, whatever, and then they started the podcast. Do you know what I mean? So they all had that production money to do all that shit, and they've all got a big team working behind them, because for the podcast, it's just me and you.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, you can't really use that excuse, because there's nothing stopping you from upping the production.
Well, money is one thing.
Right, like multiple cameras.
Yeah.
I have 2 phones, you have 1.
Exactly.
We could do a podcast for free, but the reason we're not doing it is because that would take ages to edit.
Yeah, fair.
But we're choosing not to do it, that's my point. Like,
I get you.
And then, like, we have, like, if it was proper, we would have a mic each recorded on separate, and we'd sync up the audio. It's just that we don't, well, we could create the time, because that's one excuse I don't like whenever people go, I don't have time. You create your time. Yeah. It's like, whenever people go, I don't have time to, I sleep about 4 hours a night, because I edit up until like 5 a.m. Because if I sleep for the 8 hours, I don't have as much time to edit, and I don't get as much done. So, but yeah, no, I like, we've upgraded multiple times, then we've downgraded a few times, then there was a few podcasts where we just let it linger because there was no topics. Yeah. I feel like the podcast has gradually started to get better, but we've been on like 7 subscribers on this channel since we fucking started this channel. Yeah, fair. Which is like a year ago. So the fucking promotion isn't even the greatest, but this is the 100th episode, so I want to fucking try and up it from here. Yeah. We've had 100 episodes to work things out, now I want to up it and make it better.
Fair enough.
But
yeah.
That's what I want. Fair. But yes, we've talked about the funniest moments, the best topics, the best episodes, the worst podcasts, the worst moments.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. This is the final episode.
That was such a mum thing to do. That was such a mum thing to do.
It reminds me of that fucking video of, it's like a fucking audio clip on TikTok, and the guy goes up and like he dunks like a really sick dunk, and I was, hooray!
Yes. It was like, because the one I saw was a fucking, it was a guy on a scooter in a skate park, and he goes up and he does this cool jump flip thing, and then he does a backflip thing where he goes, hooray! I'm never fucking taking you here again.
Yeah.
I think that's
amazing. Yeah, no. So, we talked about all the things in the podcast. We couldn't think of a lot of, like, the funniest moments, because we've done so many episodes at this point, like I said, like 114 or something like that. Or no, 140 something. I don't fucking know.
No.
I don't know, 120, 140, I don't know. A lot of episodes, over 100. So there's too much to remember. But, if you didn't get a chance to send in your funniest moments, comment them down below, let us know, because we can still look at it, we can still rate it, your funniest moments, your favourite topics. let us know what we could do to improve the podcast as well.
Yeah.
What you want us to do? Will you want us to get separate like mics? Will you want us to have like even give us ideas of like a background? Because I do want, even for like my vlogs videos or well my reaction videos, sorry, like a background.
Yeah.
But
fair like.
You know that it's like such a big room. I want space to run about too, but
to run about.
No, because
it's a podcast and we're just fucking on a treadmill.
Because sometimes in a reaction, some shit happens that gets you out of your seat.
You're like, oh shit.
Like now I have that room because there's always times when I was sitting there, something big happened, and I'd be like, oh shit, and I had to sit back down. Where now, like, there's been a few times I can react. I get up and fucking walk over there, but oh shit,
yeah,
and it's so much more. It's so much better and more entertaining.
Damn.
But yes, no. So let us know in the comments if you didn't get your opinions in about your favorite moments, your favorite conversations, your favorite episodes, and what we could do to improve the podcast because this has been the 100th episode.
Yeah. Also, share this shit.
Yeah.
Share it. Share it like fuck.
Share it.
Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Share this shit to your Facebooks, your friends, your dads, your mums, your grannies, your school teachers, your ministers, your priests.
Please. I will get you a bottle of Prime. I will get you a bottle of Prime. But I'll get you a whole crate of Prime if you just subscribe. No, I'm joking.
2 Rage, 3 Rage, 5 Rage, whatever Rage.
Yeah, we got them all, bro. I'll get you fucking 8 Rage if you want to. Yeah. But yes, no,
we will personally get KSI to hand you it, bro.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get you one with KSI saliva on the tip.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll get a video of him spitting on it for you too. Yeah. That's pretty weird.
Yeah. Anyway, this has been 100th episode of the podcast. Like I said, let us know that all down in the comments below. This has been long enough, so we're gonna let you go now because we've taken up an hour probably of your lives, and we're very sorry that you had to sit here for an hour and watch us.
No, this episode was really cool, so
they're just watching us. No, it's my fault.
They're like, no, fuck the hour that you wasted. You didn't waste it. You watched us, your favorite people, or whatever, maybe.
We're at least in your top 100.
Yeah.
We are at least in your top 100.
Million.
We're in your top 5 podcasts in the UK that has Undisputed in the title.
Yeah.
So we're basically up there with like the GOATs. We're basically up there with Joe Rogan. It's that simple. Yeah. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed it as always. Think positive, test negative. Have an amazing day. This has been 100 episode of podcast. Stay safe. We'll see you in the next one. So peace.